All right, shalom, Most High in Christ bless. Happy Sabbath to everybody tuning in across the globe. All praises to the Most High in Christ. We made it to another Sabbath, and all praises. We're coming fresh off of Tabernacles. Okay, just another beautiful high holy day. For you folks that's celebrating the days of the world, you have missed out on a lot of just great things, and that's another spawn for our people to have unity. I mean, you don't have unity in Christmas. Are you crazy? People want gifts. I mean, your family might come together. Somebody mad because you didn't give them a gift. You don't have unity in Thanksgiving. You have people with stomach aches and cramps for eating all type of abominations. All right. You don't have no unity in Halloween. You got covetous people knocking on doors. Good luck with that this year. Okay. And we know there's no such thing as luck. All right. So the Most High has set up feast days for our people to celebrate, but we are not doing that. And for you folks that are doing it, you need to really purge your mind as well, because guess what? We're rehearsing the righteous acts, okay? And this leads into a primary topic that's plaguing our people today, which is very sad, all right? Tonight's topic, broken within. Broken within. Broken within. The spirit must overcome the flesh, okay? Folks, we celebrated Tabernacles. Some of you folks just straight died in the wilderness. Rest in peace. All right. Some of y'all just didn't make it out. Tabernacles is a beautiful feast day because it was supposed to simulate when God takes and resurrects and saves the congregation, the church, the Israelites. That's what it's supposed to represent, okay, for you as you're rehearsing it, because at that day of salvation, all right, you got to understand the Lord is not taking you right back into no heavenly kingdom. You're going to have to be set just like the ancient Israelites were set before, okay? And some of y'all, let's just start talking about it. We're going to show some videos tonight. Our people's minds, our women, the youngsters, really at this point, remember, if you go back maybe 25, 30 years, older people had that plague of the mind. They were, just doing drugs, trying to get their mind, detached off of the oppression. But now you have younger kids that has now, the world has just showed them so much, do whatever you want to do, that their minds is just now gone retarded too. So now you have a bunch of people, old and young, mentally trash, unstable. All right? There's a reason why. So you're suffering from anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, derealization, depersonalization. They got all the names that you can throw out there for what you are suffering. But you really don't understand that you're spiritually sick. You just don't understand it. And what it does is, for the people that's outside, that's regularly, they're not in the fight. You can't go to a doctor. Hey, doctor, I'm just feeling sad inside. He's going to give you some pills. Tell you go about your business. When you run out of pills, it's money. Pay us money. Drug you up. And then have you walking out here like a zombie. You want to know why you looking at the society and our people are killing each other, walking around like they don't care, detached, all kind of stuff. Mothers not fully taking care of their children. Children being more adults than the parents. No. So when you look around at other cultures have things in place to help their people. We don't. We run to either the church, failed. You run to your politicians, failed. You see what's happening with that. They stringing you along with a stimulus money. Oh, they're going to give us a stimulus money in 2 weeks. Yeah, okay. Everything is the election, but you so retarded that you don't realize your environment. And the reason why and when I say retarded, I'm not talking about not able to learn. I'm talking about willingly ignorant. Willingly something is wrong with our people today. All right, and you see it manifest in relationships. For you little young tenderonis, that's what I call them. I go old school on you. For you young ones who you just want a husband. He might be simple as hell too. How you gonna get somebody who can't lead you? You go into the world. It don't last. You're seeing it from look at the celebrities. They have money, and it ain't working for them. Why? You don't realize in our nation, to be a man is a learned behavior. To be a woman is a learned behavior. And when your behavior is out of order, when you are just a little simple one, you are non-productive for your nation completely. You just all for self. And you don't realize you're part of a greater food chain. As a result, that food chain is eating your behind alive because you're still shackled in the mind. That's why we say you have to come from out of this place mentally first. Let's open up with the book of Romans chapter 12 and verse 16. Self-medicated zombies. That's what this topic should have been. Because everybody worried about everything else. Oh, you know what? I'm sad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the club and get killed. A lot of times it happens. I'm sad, so I'm going to smoke weed. I'm sad, so I'm going to do some cocaine. I'm sad. Oh, I know what's going to fix it. I need to sell drugs, get money, so I can buy Lamborghinis, cars, have girls, all kind of stuff. Are you crazy? You're supposed to be a king, a god of the earth. Amenities is nothing. You understand that? You're not ask the brother. Remember we was on the streets. His brother, he had on all kind of jewelry, he had rings on. He pulled money out. Remember what he did? He took and pulled money out both his pockets. Remember that? He said, he pulled out major stacks. I said, this guy's stupid. All these people looking at him, he gonna get robbed tonight. Trying to prove something. He pulled out all his money. So I asked him a question. I said, say, man, let me ask you this. If you are a king and I give you all your amenities, horses, stables, all kind of stuff, castle, everything, but you don't have rulership, are you still a king? It went right over his head. He said, I'm a king because I got money. Yeah, but yet he was catching the bus.
And then we promptly asked him, who's face on that money?
Yeah.
Who dictates whether because when people understand about money, we keep telling people money don't equal the power. You know, and one thing about it is who controls the monetary system. So when you keep thinking because you got money and you got all these stacks of money, it doesn't equal the rulership.
Not at all. We need to learn how to deal with each other on a higher level, and that's the problem. Turn his mic up.
Shalom.
Yeah.
Shalom.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah.
Romans chapter 12. All I want is verse 16.
All right. The book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 16. Be of the same mind, one toward another.
Be of the same mind, one toward another. Come on.
Mind not high things.
Mind not high things. Put in the comment boards. What do you think that means? Mind not high things. Let me say something to that too. If you think money, fame, success on that scale versus how the public look at it, think you're successful. If you think that that's on a high level, then shame on you. We have so many cases where people, I'm talking about anybody. Now I'm talking about just black people, Hispanic people. Talking about all other nations. You see them kill themselves. You see them commit suicide. But yet they have fame, money, and everything. What is going on in their minds? Mentally, they're trash. Not in the mind. In the mind is the thing that's really being attacked, and you don't really even know it.
That's right.
Mind not high things. Come on.
Romans chapter 12, verse 16. Be of the same mind one toward another.
Come on.
Mind not high things.
Come on.
But condescend to men of low estate.
To men of low estate. Understand, in a situation where you looking at society in totality, you looking at the state of our people, which is the so-called black and Hispanics, natives who are of Negroid and Indian descent, all right, the biblical Israelites, the children that's in lower state. Your first lower state is your mind. You don't even understand that. You're following after the ways of outside of your heritage. Lower state. Humble yourself. Understand that there's things greater than what your situation could be. Because what happens, I got to say this too. When you look at this Bible does speak individually. It does. When you look at it in totality, it's talking to a nation of people. The nation of people that it's speaking to is the base of the earth, right? But how come we have so much pride in our nation? Everybody prideful. Everybody got pride, like they just not in a lower state. Like our nation is not at the bottom. Everybody got pride. You look at videos. You look at. I was on. I went on. I said, let me click on YouTube real quick. See what's going on YouTube. Soon I hit YouTube. Boom. It's like categories. Makeup tutorials. Everybody got a makeup tutorial. Funny mans. This is all our people. I'm just looking at the category. Wow, where are we at? Look at this. I don't see no less scientific. Let's figure out, what's causing our people to have gout. Right. Let's figure out why we got high blood pressure. Right. It's like little minimal channels like that in the corner. And then they label that conscious. How's that? Why would they do that? Why would you do that? As a nation of people, we should be raising up our kids and people who are very intelligent to focus their energy and their mind on the nation. Instead, people like that, they tell them, go do politics, go into the militaries, do what you do, everything else, become a businessman, do everything else but heal your nation. Just being honest. Just being real. Read it again.
The book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 16. Be of the same mind one toward another. Mind not high things, but condescend to men of low estate.
Come on.
Be not wise in your own conceits.
Be not wise in your own conceits. The scriptures tell you there's more hope for a fool. If you wise in your own conceit, there's more hope for a fool. A fool may not know what he's doing. He just might be ignorant. But when you wise in your own conceits, you see the problem, but you don't have no care for it. When you don't have any care for the problem and it's in your environment, you are the problem, and therefore you start getting the plagues. You start receiving of the same plagues. So your mind starts telling you all kind of things. You're not even in the fight, man. You're part of the problem. Once you get into this, get into the truth, that the battle doesn't stop. Right. The battle intensifies now. Now you got it's warfare. You would not even know it because you just in your little box. This is what's happening to me. Until you get into the war and you realize, oh, wait a minute, there's nothing, no kind of temptation that's uncommon unto man. This is happening to a lot of people. We got to fight then. How do we fight? And that's where everybody goes off into madness. Some people fight by going to somebody to tell them that massage their mind. Right. This is what problems that I'm having. I'm going to tell you all my problems. And they might cry on their couch and everything else. When $65 an hour,
Yep.
$75 an hour, 3-hour minimum. Once that's over with, oh, I got another client. See you next week. What's good schedule for you? Yo, simple behind. Oh, this was very helpful. Very helpful. Meanwhile, you went back home to the same garbage. Same nonsense. Let's just be real. As a nation of people, we got to fix things. And the best way to fix it is you got to fix your mind first. Matter of fact, give me Ephesians. 4:23. Perfect scripture. Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 23. Very simple.
Yep.
What we got to do?
Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 23. And be renewed in the spirit of your mind.
And be renewed in the spirit of your mind. So, to be renewed in the spirit of your mind, let's fast forward that, because in the ancient times, in the times that they're speaking of right there, they had to understand a whole new way of thinking, coming out of the mind state of how the world had them in paganistical ideologies, had them alienated, all kind of things that happened. Now you are alienated. And you've been given pagan mystical ideologies. And it's tearing you apart. Because once the crazy thing about it, if you take a person, Esau has done this on a high level of demonic culture for centuries on end. What they would do is they will take a person and they will put them in a little white room and watch them for days on end. Just watch them go crazy. Little padded walls, everything. Because they're looking at how they're trapped in their minds. Then afterwards, if you look at the studies, then afterwards, after days on end, they'll unlock the door and do nothing. You in a room just trapped. Days on end. Afterwards, they unlock the door and then just watch you. You could have walked right out. Well, what was wrong? The mind. Colossians 3, verse 10. We rumbling tonight.
Colossians chapter 3 and verse 10. And have put on the new man.
You have to put on the new man, not the old man. You have to put on the new man, someone who cares about the nation, someone who's going to push the truth, somebody who's going to understand how to deal with each other. We don't deal with each other on the right level in this nation at all. When it comes down to patience, trust, love, just in general, within the nation, I'm talking about people who's supposed to know this and don't. They do not deal like in a more respectful manner. You gotta ask yourself a question: why? Read again.
Colossians chapter 3 and verse 10. And have put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge, after the image of him that created him.
So I mentioned that we came out of tabernacles. Go back to Ezekiel 20. There's something important in that in this. In order to be renewed in knowledge, you have to understand, number one, who you are and what attacks is happening to you personally. What attacks? If you're the person that looks in the mirror and go, I don't like how I look, what's going to attack you? What's going to attack you? You looking in the mirror, I don't like how I look. Vanity is going to hit you. You're going to be looking at everybody else, seeing how they look versus how you look. Your attack, your hit. If you're a person who loves money, When you see somebody with money, you're going to look at them and go, wow, I want that. What spirit is hitting you? Covetous. But it's going to hold you down because in your mind, you're battling that. And next minute you know, you start going crazy because you ain't achieving what your mind is saying. You're not achieving the goals in your mind. Because somebody go, oh, you know what? You supposed to be, it's with anything. I don't care if it's education. I don't care if it's the truth. Your mind is telling you things that is not good for you. And you're believing it. Yep. You're living out fantasies in your mind. That's why music, we're detached. You put on music and ride, I don't care what type of music it is, you be like, yep, that's me. Excuse me? This man talking about shooting people.
Right.
Yeah, if somebody mess with me, I'll do the same things. What? What? You detached. Detached from reality. You believing stuff on TV? You believe movies? You believing what you see on TV is real? You believe politics? You believe that that's real? You believe that that's going to be tangible to you? This man has constantly showed you over and over again the laws that he put in place is not for him. It's to block you off.
That's right. You know, it's funny you say that about the laws. This man has his own laws. You go to some of these places, these establishments, and they'll tell you no mass, right? No service. You got a lot of them that create these laws, don't even follow their own stuff. That's how you know it's amazing to me how, like you said, they make it for other people, not for them.
Ezekiel 20 and verse 32.
Ezekiel chapter 20 and verse 32. And that which cometh into your mind shall not be at all, that ye say, we will be as the heathen.
Eventually, when the Lord put forth the righteous deliverance, this is what the world calls salvation. Salvation is to be saved from your enemies, okay, including death. Eventually, in that salvation, what you're reading, nobody's going to be saying we want to live like them. We want to live as the heathen. You're going to be saying, nah, we got our own heritage. We want to live righteously. This is why you find on any websites, government things they're doing, or people in Christianity or the apologetics, they hate the fact of what Israelites are saying. They just hate that. But we're reading it in the book. The God, he said you ain't going to want to live like the heathens. That's causing mental disruption in your mind. People are just completely 100% out of order. And that's what kills me about when you come into the truth and you out of order. The scriptures look at you as you twice dead. You twice dead now. How could that be possible? You're supposed to understand, oh, I got to be in order. There's a righteous order to doing things. If I'm a man and I become a man at 20 and I learn what I know from my elders, from the older men that's in the truth, and now I have stability, now in my mind I understand, okay, if I want to choose one of these little tenderonis, let me go up to her. Now I'm ready. Who's going to stop you? You're going to be in order. Who's going to be able to go, don't do that? Nobody. No one's able to do that. Because you're a grown man, you make your decisions. If you are a woman, you go, well, let me step back and wait on God, because that's my duty. See, let me hear, excuse me, oh, you're talking good now, but let's see how you keep talking after 3 years. Somebody don't like that. I don't want to be warm now, elder. Shut up. Read it again.
Ezekiel chapter 20 in verse 32. And that which cometh into your mind shall not be at all that ye say, we will be as the heathen, as the families of the countries to serve wood and stone.
You know what's funny? Wood and stone today would be what? Yeah, I mean, look at the major religions that our people are stuck into. See, when you come into the truth, this is not a religion. You are returning to your heritage. That's what you're doing, and you're living responsible. You're living with integrity, which the Bible basically labels as holiness, cleanliness. A person that has some type of moral standards. If we don't want to have moral standards, you just be in the world. Everybody doing anything they can. You want to understand why you're not respected as a woman? Because you just laid up with a man. He didn't marry you or nothing. You was easy. Let's just talk about it. If somebody email me, I'm not going to respond to that. If you're being easy, this man gonna, oh, you know what? I'm gonna be with her for 8 years. I ain't married her or nothing. No paperwork, nothing. I'm just whatever. You like, well, you know, people asking if we. You ask the girls ask, you know, when we gonna do our paperwork, whatever. Oh, everybody know we married already. Yeah, whew, dodge that one. You let them go too. They let them go off the hook. Oh. Man, you're right. Everybody does know. But it would be nice. No. Well, you know what? Let me wait till, year 2030. That's when I'll be stable enough for us to be married. But we live together now. What? Yeah. 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 Complete, utter madness. But that's because they're living by other ideologies. And what that does to you is you especially ladies don't understand the delicate balance of a family and a family structure. Men don't either. This nation does not understand family structure and family order. We don't. Our houses statistically are completely out of order. We do things wrong. We just do it wrong. Well, how could you do something wrong and then expect things to work right? So the God tells us how to live, how to do things, but it starts in our mind. It starts with the willingness of our spirits to understand, I better do it correctly. I don't care how long it takes or whatever. I'm going to learn the correct way, and I'm going to walk in it because I know it's going to save me a lifetime of headaches. And then at the end of the day, I get a reward. But because you don't believe, because this book has been made into a fairy tale, because you have different ideologies, because everybody's reading out of this book and not doing the words that it said, just giving ideologies, now you have entered into a deplorable situation within your own mind. How about that? So we're battling depression. We're battling anxiety. We're battling all kind of things. All right? And it's not good. You can't tell a person who's depressed, don't worry about it. You'll get over it. You can't do that. That doesn't work like that. There's something that you have to do if you're struggling in the mind and you're struggling in your spirit. You feel anxiety. You feel like the weight is just. You feel You feel demotivated. Stick with us. Stick with us. I'm gonna show y'all this video. Let me get Well, since we mentioned Hollywood, let's get what's the lady? Let me see. This is a good one here. Give me the living it with depression and anxiety video. Yeah. Watch this. I'm not gonna show the whole thing. I'm just show y'all a clip of it. you will look at success in a certain way. Let's go. Mm. Mm.
What I find disturbing in our community, the African American community, is that we can talk about a thyroid, we can talk about cancer, breast cancer, AIDS even, but we won't deal with the mental. And that's an issue. I struggle with depression and anxiety. I would have to say I realized it about 2 years ago. I noticed the mood swings, like, one day I'd be up and the next day I'd be down, feeling like I don't want to go out in public, almost agoraphobic, like, too much to deal with, feeling really awkward in my skin, feeling out of sorts, and just down, like Debbie Downer, like a dark cloud. And then there would be days where my brain wouldn't stop racing, I would think of the most worst scenarios in the world, which would heighten my anxiety. And, people were like, you just need to meditate and yoga and things like that. And I would do that, but my brain would still race. For me, there was no shame when I started to recognize it. It was like that I have to get some help because I'm the life of the party. And when I go dark, I go dark. I don't want to leave the house. And my friends started to notice me pulling back. My father, who also had his issues with mental health, was really open about it, about his manic depression. But, as I think back, no one else really talked about it.
Pause.
It was hush.
So this lady is, in Hollywood. This lady makes money. This lady's on, won awards, all kind of stuff. She plays roles. And as you begin to really start to understand, somebody in the other position would look like, damn, I would take her spot. No, you won't. You'll be just as crazy. All right. So what I'm showing you this for a reason. I'm only gonna play a little bit more. I'm just showing y'all this for a reason.
Hush, or he just crazy, or things like that. For my dad, what he needed was a culturally competent therapist. And it's not even about the skin color or the race, it's about being culturally competent. And the reason why we can't find culturally competent therapists is because at home, in the African American community, we don't talk about mental health. It's a stigma surrounding it. And when you have no one to talk to, what a person usually do is they will try to self-medicate. We're just not allowed to be vulnerable. We have to be strong all the time. This is 400 years of damage, 400 years
Pause.
of trauma.
No, try our almost entire existence, all but 80 years of us being a nation. We've been in oppression. So give me First Chronicles. You can hit it. Give me First Chronicles 16 and verse 26. What's sad about this, and y'all got to hear what's the mind state, because somebody would think, oh, she got money, she's a star, she's got all this stuff. Why is it that she is depressed? I'm pretty much sure her pick of men, she can point them out. It's a reason why. But first, let's read First Chronicles 16 and verse 26.
First Chronicles chapter 16 and verse 26. For all the gods of the people are idols.
Number one problem that y'all have, and you don't realize it, you'll never realize it, but without trust in the Most High, everything else you have made an idol. You've made, let me go try to seek somebody else, an idol. Let me go seek help. Your help is the scripts. If you start to apply and start to really change. But you don't want to change. You love eating crack crab and lobsters.
Yep.
You love breaking the Sabbath. Oh, I just love shopping on Saturdays. All the stuff that you don't supposed to be doing, to where you don't realize that your spirit is interconnected. You have a higher there is a higher power. And once that higher power starts to distance himself, you will start to get spiritually sick. Oh, yeah. You will start to get spiritually sick. You see it. I don't care what creature it is on the face of the earth. The Most High is the one that is causing all things. Read on.
1 Chronicles chapter 16 and verse 26. For all the gods of the people are idols, but the Lord made the heavens.
Better believe it. Come on.
Glory and honor are in his presence.
Come on.
Strength and gladness are in his place.
Come on.
Give unto the Lord, ye kindreds of the people. Give unto the Lord glory and strength. Give unto the Lord the glory due unto his name. Bring an offering and come before him. Worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness.
In the beauty of holiness, meaning you got to keep commandments. Come on.
Fear before him all the earth. The world also shall be stable.
Shall be what?
Shall be stable.
You hear what the Bible is saying? The world not stable right now. All ideologies, people just in their own minds, people in their own feelings, all kind of things is out there. Anything, all the pitfalls is there. But it's going to come a point of time where the earth shall be stable. Period. And it's not going to be unstable. The Lord's going to stabilize everything. Now, how could he do that? That means some people got to go. That means the status of the world, the way you think the world is running right now, that's not going to happen. That's why they hate the Israelites, what we're saying. They hate the truth. They hate the Bible. They hate the Most High. Come on.
1 Chronicles chapter 16, verse 30. Fear before him all the earth. The world also shall be stable, that it be not moved.
Come on.
Let the heavens be glad, and let the earth rejoice, and let men say among the nations, the Lord reigneth.
Come on.
Let the sea roar, and the fullness thereof. Let the fields rejoice, and all that is therein. Then shall the trees of the wood sing out at the presence of the Lord, because he cometh to judge the earth.
Because he cometh to judge the earth. Well, why would the earth need to be judged? If everybody is in a right spot right now, if everybody thinking right, why would God come and judge the earth? The earth must be judged because of all the things that are happening, all the ideologies, all the false idols, all the idolatry, all the way that the world is out of order. The Israelites, out of order. The Most High is going to come back and judge the earth. This is the Bible's a true book, whether you believe it or not. 4,000 years ago, y'all going into slavery on slave ships. You're going to be the bottom. 4,000 years past, what happened? See you later. Read on.
Verse 34. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good, for his mercy endureth forever.
But because you are listening to this program, you have breath. You have an opportunity to make an auto correction into your own mind. Meaning you have an opportunity to submerge yourself in doing the works. When your mind goes disarray, when you just feeling depressed, the only way out, the light has to shine bright. You have to have a zeal and a lust like none other. If you're suffering depression and anxiety, come do the work. Come on this end. You won't even have time to really dwell on, you know what, man, I feel, you rarely hear, we barely say that.
Yep.
I can't even call somebody, man, I just feel. Excuse me? My call is, yo, we got to do something. Such and such is happening. Oh, what we got to do here? Oh, what's going on for this next move? Oh, we got a feast day coming. Oh, we got to do class. Oh, somebody need to wake up. We need to go over to this place, wake somebody up. Boots to the ground, got to hit here. Oh, man, we need to figure out how we can travel here. We need to. You understand what you're doing. The works is consistent. So you don't have a time to go, let me sit on the couch and dwell on why I feel the way I feel. You feel the way you feel because your spirit is sick. It's not doing the works. All right? In all genres, in all nationalities, this man, let's say the so-called white man or so-called white woman, they're depressed. Well, why you think you're depressed? This is your kingdom. You're supposed to be you're supposed to be out bungee jumping or something.
True.
Supposed to be out doing whatever your mind tell you want. I want to sail across the earth. Well, go ahead. Do it. You want to? Oh, I want to sail in a Category 5 hurricane, the perfect storm.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. You know, I want to go to the edge of the firmament and jump off. You may do that. They'll even sponsor you. Red Bull, sponsor him. Let him jump. Let him jump. He ain't depressed. Did he jump? That man dove off of that. The man said, "Man, I want to climb up 100. I want to climb up 185 feet in the air and jump into a 10-foot pool. I want to do that." Smash. Broke all his knees and everything. Oh, well, I did it. Swim out. He's not sitting back depressed. Do what you're doing. But this nation, in order for you to escape it, you need to be doing God's work. God say, look, you need to live holy, shine your light, be an example to your people. You got the little ones, they looking up to you. Okay, shine a light, help them. You got somebody down and out, let's rally together, help. The problem is we keep focusing on other nations. You seen that man dive off of there, now you want to do it. Are you crazy? This is man's kingdom. Meanwhile, we got, remember the young guy? Give me his video. The little kid who was in, this was a sad case. I remember this. The what's his name? Khalif. Let me see which one you got. Yeah, give me CNN. Meanwhile, we have this going on all across the world. Yeah. Yeah. Watch this kid. Sound should be good.
Chaos inside New York's Rikers Island prison. Gang members assault detainee Khalif Browder, a 17-year-old who never should have been there. This disturbing security camera footage from 2010 shows the gang beating Browder, being held back, then barging into an isolation cell and beating him again. Corrections officers were powerless.
I mean, this seems like Lord of the Flies. What's going on here?
Utter confusion. There is obviously a lack of control. They do not have the capacity, and this is not to demean the officers. They are clearly outnumbered, and they do not have the physical capacity to totally protect the inmate.
This video was obtained by the New Yorker magazine, which first reported Khalif Browder's story. 2 years after the gang beating, this video shows Browder being slammed to the ground, his head smashed, this time by a corrections officer, after Browder appears to say something to him.
Verbal assaults don't count. If we in corrections responded to every verbal statement that was made that was derogatory in nature, we would be fighting every minute of every hour. Right? That is commonplace. It is part of the culture.
Browder was sent to Rikers for allegedly stealing a backpack in the Bronx. He always maintained his innocence, but was kept in prison for 3 years without a trial. 2 of those years in solitary confinement. He was ultimately released.
For a backpack? But we're looking at, he's one of thousands upon thousands like this. We have no power. What committee, what people could he reach out to be like, no, he's coming out of that jail or something's going to happen? 3 years without a trial. So, come on.
Released. The charges dropped.
No apology, no nothing. They just said, oh, case dismissed. Don't worry about nothing. Like, what do you mean don't worry about nothing? I just took over 3 years of my life. I didn't get to go to prom, graduation, nothing. Those are the main years. I'm never going to get those years back. Never.
And he never did. This past Saturday, Khalif Browder committed suicide, hanging himself out a window of his mother's home. His family is now suing the New York Department of Corrections.
Go to the other video. Nobody's realized that he already was in jail. He's going to tell you in the other video what was he trying to do in jail. Now, he got slammed in jail because you don't realize the mental. When you're dealing with somebody that has some mental issues, our nation goes to the aggressive mode instead of going to the understanding. We go to the hit mode. Just hit. We'll beat it out of you. No, you're not. Something wrong in the mind. All right. So go to the video. I think it's start at. I ain't gonna play the whole thing. Go to the other video's interview. It is. Start him at 8 about the 8-minute and 30-second mark. Pay attention to this, y'all. Then now everybody know his story is a tragedy and everything else. But guess what, folks? You should understand put that shoe on somebody else, another nation, and the whole they would have rallied behind them. They would have rallied behind them. Come on. This is sad.
Scared all day because I didn't know where it would come from. I don't know where any harm would come. I've seen a lot of things being done to people in there, and I didn't know if I was going to be next for it. I seen people getting jumped. I seen people getting cut and hit with weapons and chairs, all type of stuff. So it's scary. And I wasn't friends with a lot of people in there. So when you don't got friends, it's really scary because you don't know what anybody would do to you, and they know you don't got nobody to back you up. So.
Yeah. Now this is a delicate question, and if you don't want to talk about this at this point, I totally understand. But there were points where you attempted suicide. Is that correct? How many times did that happen, and what were the circumstances around it? I
would say I committed suicide about 5 or 6 times.
Okay, you attempted suicide 5 to 6 times.
You hear that? Right there, that show. What's this, Huff Post or whatever? Right there, and I'm like, okay, we need this guy on 24-hour watch, consistent watch. Can't be left alone. Something is in his mind. We're not good. No matter what he's telling us, we have to watch him now. But that takes resources, folks. That takes a nation of people coming together, understanding, no, we got mental issues. Whoever's like this, put them on watch. But because mama, daddy, uncle, brother, everything in our nation is out of order, how could we do this? So you see this young man who could have easily cured cancer. This man could have easily been a person who, been able to do things. Now he's suffered from the judgment of us being underneath a curse. You got simple people thinking we not underneath curses.
Speaking of which, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 28. And you know something? The thing about that is, what a lot of people don't understand is a curse, because what happens, a lot of that stuff, like, it's passed down through captivity after captivity after captivity. And is a curse because our people don't understand that it's the Lord that placed that upon us. But it takes a nation, which is us, to do what? To look out for our own people in that situation, dealing with the mental problems, and you have to understand what the cause is, So we go to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 28. This is an identifier on who it's talking about. Our people who are under these curses, And this is one of the biggest curses that is undetected. No one talks about it like they're saying in our communities. They just say, oh, we just crazy. He just, a couple loose screws. That's what they just say. And instead of realizing this is what's going on spiritually. Okay?
Mm-hmm. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness.
Wait a minute. Who's going to do it?
The Lord
shall smite thee with madness. So the Lord, because we were disobedient, we are the original Israelites. We're the ones who our forefathers, foreparents, they made the agreement, the covenant with the Most High to keep the commandments. We broke it. Therefore, that's why we're under these curses. Read it one more time, brother.
The Lord shall smite thee with madness.
Shall smite thee with madness. Go ahead.
And blindness.
Mm-hmm.
And astonishment of heart.
Astonishment of heart, because that's what's going on with our people today. We're constantly being mistreated by the system. We're constantly being mistreated by our own people. All these things become mental trauma. Being the last hired, first fired. Being always unemployment. All these things are happening. Why you think we suffer more from high blood pressure and hypertension than anybody else, really? Because we're under these curses, we're actually being attacked so many kind of ways spiritually that when the physical happens, by that time you're done. Just want to bring that point out.
Play the rest of that little clip.
Yes.
While still in prison.
Yes.
Wow.
And I tried to resort to telling the correction officers that I wanted to see a psychiatrist or a counselor, something. I was telling them I need mental help because I wasn't feeling right. All the stress from my case, everything was just getting to me, and I just couldn't take it. I just needed somebody to talk to. I needed to just I just needed to talk and be stress free. But the correction officers, they didn't want to hear me out. Nobody wanted to listen. So when I tried to kill myself at one point, which was in 2012 March, at one point I tried to kill myself.
What did you do?
I had ripped my sheets on my I had ripped my bed sheets and made a noose out of it, and I had hung it to something that's on the ceiling, a light fixture, and I was about to jump, and the correction officers they opened my cell, and when I jumped, they grabbed me, they cut me down, they threw me on the bed, they had gave me a lot of punches. They stomped me on the bed. They took my sheets, my books, my covers, and they stomped me for about 2-3 trays straight.
So they punished you for this?
Yes.
They attacked you and punished you for this?
Yes.
Wow. And then after that, because in a lot of places, the expectation would be that you'd be put on some sort of suicide watch, you'd be put into a mental facility, that you'd be at least given some sort of treatment.
Yes.
They put you right back into the cell.
Yes. Only one time that there was a suicide incident where they gave me the proper...
Look at the guy behind him on the computer. You said they got him and they beat him. Well, just get him off of there. We failed that young man. We failed them. All right. We're failing our people. Because at the end of the day, this is why we're doing the works. This is that fire that's inside. You want to know what keeping Israelites on the streets and doing this? Because we're not asking people for handouts and none of that. There's nobody's, saying, oh, you know what? This is what you're gonna get paid for, and you're doing this. Go out to the people. No. Brothers and sisters who are in this is in this because they have a care for their people. All right. Nobody's going to care. Who cared for that young man? They found the same way he was talking about executing himself. It's the same way they found him. This time he was outside of there. All right. Now, Wisdom of Solomon, was it chapter 1 and verse 12? Pay attention. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 12. Watch this. It's a lot of cases like this, but
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 12.
Come on.
Seek not death in the era of your life.
So you brothers and sisters that are distraught and you think that you can check out, the really thing is you don't want to do that, because then Now your spirit, you got to go back before the Most High. See, what you think is of death here, that's nothing. You don't want to stand before the Most High. Seek not death in the era of your life. Come on.
And pull not upon yourselves destruction with the works of your hands.
I mean, that's crystal clear, but if you're struggling mentally, you read this, it still will not make no difference. That's why we said go to Luke. We're going to come back to this. Let's go to the book of Luke. Chapter 12. Start at verse 28. Because a young man, what was plaguing him in the mind is, I can't get these years back. These years is gone. Yeah, yes. But you worried about prom and everything else. You should use the fuel of the truth to understand that we are being treated like this because of a condition that we're underneath. And we need to make peace with the Most High. Use that as fuel and do the works. Not worrying about, oh, you know, I got to this or that. Somebody should have told that young man that. At least showed him that. But once again, we're underneath curses. Nobody, who's going up, who's going to willing to sit there and take the time? Even when you read the comments of people who are depressed, they go, nobody wants to hear my problems. Let's read.
The book of St. Luke, chapter 12 and verse 28. If then God so clothe the grass, which is today in the field, and tomorrow is cast into the oven.
Come on.
How much more will he clothe you, O ye of little faith?
That's what it is. O ye of little faith. Come on, watch this.
And seek not ye what ye shall eat or what ye shall drink, neither be ye of doubtful mind.
Neither be ye of doubtful minds. When you have a doubtful mind, that's what brings upon all the mental anguish. Don't be of a doubtful mind. Come on, watch this.
Verse 30. For all these things do the nations of the world seek after.
Come on.
And your Father knoweth that ye have need of those things.
Come on.
But rather seek ye the kingdom of God.
This is giving you the clue. If you want to escape a depressed mind, or your mind is just going off into the distance, you got a vast span, seek the kingdom. Read.
And all these things,
come on,
shall be added unto you.
Come on.
Fear not, little flock.
Fear not, little flock. You people who are battling and fighting, the Lord say, fear not. Read.
For it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom.
To give you the kingdom. Watch this. Come on.
Sell that ye have.
Do what?
Sell that ye have.
Sell that ye have. Your cares of what you thinking is was profitable unto you, get rid of that. That's what he's saying. Get rid of what you thinking is success. In your mind, if that's burden, that might be a burden to you. You thinking having, I got to have $1 million in my bank account, and I'm going to hustle to do it. And you see you going nowhere. You got $2 in your bank account, $3. A month passed, you got 50 cents left. And it's burning you down. Why are you seeking that? What would be your goal behind these things? People don't realize that might not be meant for you. The Lord may be protecting you. You might be, I hit the lotto and then get destroyed. You see that on these shows. People hit the lotto. One guy hit the lotto. He was poor his whole life. He hit the lotto, and at least he had a decent family around him. But then he hit the lotto and alienated himself. Some white woman came in and just killed him for his money. Come on.
Verse 33. Sell that ye have and give alms.
Come on.
Provide yourselves bags which wax not old.
So when you do that and say give alms, he's showing you, start taking care of your nation. Start worrying about taking care of the nation, not just yourself. Put the focus on the truth. Come on.
A treasure in the heavens that faileth not.
That faileth not. Come on.
Where no thief approacheth.
Where no thief approach it. Come on.
Neither moth corrupteth.
Come on.
For where your treasure is.
This is the key to destroying mental depression. For where your treasure is, read.
There will your heart be also.
There where your mind's going to be there too. So you sitting down sad, no time. I got to push for the kingdom. I got to make sure I'm taking care of my peoples. I got to make sure I'm the willing one. I'm the strong one. I'm gonna push forward instead of I need some. I'm just so needy. Oh, I can't believe just like things are happening. I just can't believe this. Why? You could never think of a better person for it to happen to. You need to build up your strength. That's why you have to purge your mind. The Lord said, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So if you focusing on whatever the things you doing, if it was a man, you focusing on him, why he don't love me? Goodbye. Sit your little self down. It's not meant for you. You are a man looking for a woman. Oh, why can't we get some of you folks, we getting the messages. Send up prayers for me. I'm looking for a wife. Other response, rest in peace. Goodbye. Seek the kingdom first. Everything else is secondary to that, because your mind, you better guard your mind. Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Isaiah 26, verse 3. Isaiah 26 and verse 3. Another thing is, so you heard the young man say they beat him. Said, what are you doing? They tried to beat it out of him. You can never understand, but this is a glimpse. Some of y'all seen this clip. Make sure you I don't know, you might want to lower your volume down or something a little bit on this next clip. But it's a perfect example of somebody who's plagued in the mind. Yeah. This is a perfect. Some of y'all probably seen this. But look at the extreme level of someone in the mind. Men deal in order and respect. When you come into truth, stabilization should happen. This should start. You should start having some understanding. Let me think. Let me process. Let me see what's being said. But some people operate like this because it's in their minds. They're quickly emotional. You're going to see it. Come on. This is crazy. Yeah.
We got to both sign that contract, Mark Parker. I'm going to put Mark Parker all on that Summer Jam screen. And by the way, Mark Parker, yes, I will still accept an investment in Donda. I got some more ideas that don't involve shoes. But if you guys are investing in the arts, y'all want to invest in this school in Brazil, y'all want to go to Africa, I'm standing up and I'm telling you, I am Warhol. I am the #1 most impactful artist of our generation. I am Shakespeare in the flesh. Walt Disney, Nike, Google. Now, who's going to be the Medici family and stand up and let me create more? Or do you want to marginalize me till I'm out of my moment?
Or why don't you empower yourself and don't need them and do it yourself?
How, Sway?
Take a few steps back.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers.
Kanye.
You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers, Sway.
Kanye.
I've been doing this more than you.
Doing what
you
more
ain't
than
got,
me? Come on, chill out.
You
bro.
ain't got the answers.
Kanye,
you ain't got the answers.
I'm asking you
you
a
ain't been
question.
doing.
You see how Sway is not skillful in dealing with people with mental issues like that. This dude is really, he's trying to communicate, but he has something going on inside of his mind. He's trying to reason with it. You can't do that. You can't. This is our nation. You have people, deaths, murders, all kind of stuff happens because you have people in this type of mind state. and you get this person in the streets, he gonna be beat up. Somebody might kill him because they think he's operating normally. You think this is normal? You're crazy. Come on.
Doing the education,
bro.
You ain't been doing the education.
Kanye, calm down.
You don't have the answers though.
Calm down.
Because you trying to give me advice about something. You ain't got the answer. You ain't spent $13 million of your own money trying to empower yourself.
Yes, but I spent hundreds of thousands and putting out clothing lines at a smaller degree. All I'm asking you,
it ain't no Ralph though. It ain't Ralph level.
Let me ask you this: I'm asking
what's the name of your clothing line? We don't know.
Kanye,
you know what I'm saying?
Because I lost money, but that's not
exactly. And I could lose money on a higher level too. Don't think just because
I
got the most or the least money.
Let me finish my question, dog.
Man, man.
Let me hear the question.
You don't have the answers.
I'm asking you for the answer. It's a question. Why is it that you can't? You have money.
I just told you I lost the money because I did not have the knowledge of how to do it the right
way.
way.
So you don't have the money to do it. That's your answer. You ain't got to turn up, man. This ain't no fucking show, man. I'm talking to you as a homie.
It ain't no homie, man, because the thing is, the bottom line is,
man, everybody, you ain't got to turn up like you ain't got to hold up. You
ain't no hold up.
Listen, bro.
Ain't no hold up.
It ain't got to be no hold up. I'm asking you a question.
Ain't no hold up.
I'm asking you a question.
Ain't no hold up.
What do you mean it ain't no hold up, man? We here talking as civilized people. I'm trying to understand your world because when I go to your concert, I'm curious about what you're saying. I don't know. That's why I'm asking you the questions.
Well, I'm explaining to you what it is.
Okay, but you ain't got to turn up on me man to man, dog. Fuck these mics. We could turn all this shit off. You ain't got to do this. It's cool. I love you, bro. But you ain't got to turn up. Don't try to embarrass us.
I'm not trying to embarrass y'all. What I'm trying to say to y'all is...
See how he didn't get it? He said, you don't have to embarrass us. He looking at it as an embarrassment on the nation because look how he's acting. But in all actuality and in all fairness, they shouldn't have even had him on there. Because soon you see, man, this man is just doing things. Who's helping him? Everybody just looking at him and they put him up there and say, oh, another mental breakdown from Kanye. Just because somebody can sing, somebody can rap, somebody can wash cars, whatever your little mediocre job you're doing or whatever, thinking you in Hollywood, that don't mean nothing. You are autonomous. You're just doing what you know how to do.
Ain't that funny? We just saw two of our people in Hollywood and in entertainment dealing with a mental issue. But yet, people pass it on because of who they are. Not realize they're human beings. They have issues like everybody else. People take status and they overlook an issue. Just because a person have a status because they, like, look at some of these singers, man. You hear about they have a depression. I mean, I don't want to name no names, but you hear about it all the time. You be like, well, how the hell would she want to kill herself? She's so beautiful. You don't know what they're dealing with inside.
Well, Sway was talking about turning off the mics. He was wanting to go upside his head, but not realizing it's the same thing we keep saying. Not realizing that something's going on in his mind. He was trying to communicate it, but he don't know. They're going to call him bipolar. They're going to put all the things on a person, and until you understand, no, he's not thinking clearly. He's not thinking right. But this is the problem. All of that can be fixed. You're not going to be able to beat it out of a person. It takes the Lord himself for you to understand how to focus. Your priorities out of order. You have all our people's priorities is out of order. He talking about Nike and Walt Disney and trying to be on their level. You just degraded this man for trying something. Don't realize what you're doing because you emotional in your mind. You can't separate your anger level. He just flipped his anger level to him. He should have immediately went to a break. Hey, listen, we'll just go to a break real quick. Get him off of camera. That's why you folks, you'll never understand the movement. We have people out there on the streets. We don't record our people. We have videos. We could put out videos showing our people. We cut the camera off. We don't exploit our people. You're not going to see us out there exploiting people that have, something's wrong with them. When we realize, this person's acting crazy, cut the camera off. It's more videos that we don't show and we've cut off than anything. Because you have to understand, it's a shame to the nation, and these people need help. All right? Isaiah 26. Kanye was telling them in that video, if you finish watching that, he's going to tell you, we're slaves. He was trying to communicate it, but he just don't have the answers. The Bible is it. When he started, remember his metamorphosis, he started talking about we're the Hebrews. Instantaneously, they sent a bunch of people in there to just get his mind off of that quickly. Put him on opioids, put him on drugs. Get him on drugs, hurry up. Soon his mind, because his mind had started searching. Yeah, then now he's in madness. Church of Kanye, all kind of stuff. Just, I'm running for office and just all over the place. But you don't see that those traits, something's wrong with them. And the people around him is blood sucking them. Yep. He'd be destroyed. Come on.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 26 and verse 3. Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee.
Where your treasure is, that's where your heart's going to be, your mind. Read it again.
Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 3.
Uh-huh.
Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusteth in thee.
And not in the system. Okay? Psalms 147. Book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 2.
The book of Psalms, chapter 147 and verse 2. The Lord doth build up Jerusalem.
Come on.
He gathereth together the outcasts of Israel.
So that's what's happening now. You folks that are waking up, you're starting to understand the truth. You're reading, you're learning. The Lord is going to gather the outcast of Israel. Understand that. And for you people who are in Christianity or thinking in some type of defunct mind, when did the Lord gather the outcast of Israel? When did that happen? When does that happen? So you have to understand salvation is for the Israelites. This has to happen. Come on.
Verse 3. He healeth the broken in heart.
He healeth the broken in heart. The Lord can heal that mind. Come on.
And bindeth up their wounds.
Because you don't realize how wounded you are. I would take a beat down. I would take a beat down outwardly any day than to have a beat down in your spirit. You don't want that. You carry that with you the whole time. So they're broken within, okay? Broken heart, broken mind. Read it again.
The book of Psalms, chapter 147 and verse 3. He healeth the broken in heart, and bindeth up their wounds.
Come on.
He telleth the number of the stars.
He telleth the number of the stars. Come on.
He calleth them all by their names.
So this just show you something. The stars, you looking up in the sky saying stars, that's not what he's talking about. Talking about the Israelites. Right. All right. He telleth the number of the stars. The Most High know the number of Israel and call them all by name. So Most High know your name before you even was put forward upon the earth. That should show you something about your spirit. It's for another topic. Remember those morning stars. Okay. That's why you have to be thankful for Christ, because he showed us how to battle. You got these little kids moving forward, not realizing the shame on the nation, but still dealing with mental issues and being exploited. They go on these shows. Remember Kodak? He went on the show looking like he was trying to rob a person. Wow. Yeah.
I mean, just like the elder just now said, we have to, first of all, give all praises to the Most High for Christ. Because just like when we read in the scriptures, where is it? It's just like when we read, let me see, it's John chapter 16 and verse 33. The scripture says, these things I have spoken unto you. It says that in me ye might have peace. So we get peace by looking at the examples, that Christ put forth, for us. it says, in the world ye have tribulation. It says, but be ye of good cheer. It says, I have overcome the world. So that's why I said, we have to give our praises to the Most High because he gave us Christ. And through Christ is how we get that freedom. I mean, we look at the examples that Christ, did, even just like when Christ had to go up to the cross. We was talking about this before class. Christ had to die to his own self. And that's the things that we have to do to overcome, these mental battles and everything. We have to learn how to walk after the ways of Christ. Our example.
Let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1. Verse 12.
The Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 12. Seek not death in the era of your life, and pull not upon yourselves destruction with the works of your hands.
Come on.
For God made not death, neither have he pleasure in the destruction of the living.
So in other parts of the scripture, it calls death God's pleasure. What is being said here? For God made not death. He didn't make death for the Israelites. You was created to live forever. But because of the disobedience, because of the way that we went against the Most High, starting with Adam, and even now, you see the destruction happening rapidly to our people. Come on.
Verse 14, for he created all things.
Come on.
That they might have their being,
Their being, come on.
And the generations of the world were healthful.
Come on.
And there is no poison of destruction in them.
Come on.
Nor the kingdom of death upon the earth.
There's no kingdom of death upon the earth. Okay? So the Most High is showing us, in your mind, when you seeking to be destroyed or to destroy yourself, guess what? You can't escape. You're not going to be able to escape. Read on.
For righteousness.
For what?
For righteousness.
For righteousness, come on.
Is immortal.
Is immortal. So you want to obtain the eternal life? That's why you follow Christ. Christ showed you how to have righteousness, how to keep the laws. He did it with no sin. All right? No guile in his mouth. Read on.
Verse 16. For ungodly men with their works and words called it to them.
Whoa. So you bringing that to you.
Yep.
Okay, come on.
For when they thought to have it their friend,
come on,
they consumed to naught.
Come on.
And made a covenant with it.
You make a covenant with death? Damn. Come on.
Because they are worthy to take part with it.
Because they're worthy.
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of, remember how you look at people like Tupac and Biggie when they was in their music, they would call it to death, they would say certain things, like, because every other word we say is going to be, even in music and in an artistic art form, you're calling on this. You're calling on them spirits. And a lot of people don't understand that when you're doing that, you're basically calling on that stuff rather than pushing life, eternal life, of course, through the commandments. We're pushing death. A lot of people are so fascinated with that.
Shoot.
Death row, exactly. Yep. Now, I'm ready to die, life after death. All this stuff we talk about, not realizing.
Death around the corner.
Death around the corner. That was a song that, I'm just going to keep it honest. We listened to that. But the point is, having this truth is what's going to stabilize you.
Well, that's why I was mentioning Kodak. Watch how he out there. Look at, somebody who should know the truth, but just acting, on the way of the world. And you receive that. Yeah, I can't take him a long time, though. Give me 30. Look how he's looking. Hit him.
Sitting down with all these people, like, talking money and stuff like that. So if I would have showed out and shit, I would have scared my money away again.
Excuse me?
Stuff like
I'm sitting down talking to people with money. If I would have showed out, I would have scared the people away. But look how he's looking. Somebody didn't hear what he said because he just give him one more time. Let's give him one more shot.
I'm over here sitting down with all these people, like, talking money and stuff like that. So if I would have showed out and shit, I would have scared my money away again and stuff like
Give
that.
him
So
one
all
more
that,
shot, please.
Sitting down with all these people, like, talking money and stuff like that. So if I would have showed out and shit, I would have scared my money
Get him
away.
out of there now. Get him out of here. That should show y'all something how we're exploited as a people. You sitting down with people with money, and you like, if I would have showed out, I'd have scared my money away. But you sitting on this show with a ski mask on, talking crazy. That didn't scare them. Why didn't it? Because they want us to sit there and look ignorant. We need to understand how we need to conduct ourselves as a nation of people and how we need to be put forth righteousness amongst each other first for anybody else to respect us. How they gonna respect him like that? They just using him because a lot of the little people in our community gonna purchase his songs or whatever the case may be. Well, I'll tell you the truth. It's just we need to be renewed in the mind. But if it wasn't for Christ, you don't realize that guy's mind is destroyed too. Isaiah 61 and verse 1. Isaiah 61 and verse 1.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 61 and verse 1. The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek.
Unto the meek, somebody who's going to humble to the Most High's words. Come on.
He have sent me to bind up the brokenhearted.
To heal the brokenhearted, the broken in mind. So it's if you're not focused on it, if you focused on everything else but doing the works, then you're going to have a problem. If you focus on anything else, then all other stuff is going to start weighing you down. You focus on the works, the Lord's heal you. You focus on a person, you make a person an idol, you're finished. Come on.
To proclaim liberty.
Come on.
To the captives.
To proclaim liberty to the captives. That's us. Who's captive right now? What people are on the face of the earth existing as another group of people within another nation that's not even theirs and fighting for people who hate them?
Yep.
Read.
And the opening of the prison to them that are bound.
When the Lord give me Mark 7 real quick. Mark chapter 7. Verse 31. The Lord walked the earth. This was this time period when the Lord walked the earth. A lot of times we often say, man, if we could have just been right there.
Oh, that's right.
But the Lord saw fit to set our spirits in this time period. All your spirits are set in this time period. Imagine being set in this when you're walking with him. You got the keys right there to the kingdom. Read. Watch this. Verse 31.
St. Mark, chapter 7, verse 31. And again, departing from the coast of Tyre and Sidon.
Come on.
He came into the Sea of Galilee.
Come on.
Through the midst of the coast of Decapolis. And they bring unto him one that was deaf.
Come on.
And had an impediment in his speech.
Like a speech impediment. Right? Come on.
And they beseeched him to put his hand upon him.
They said, can you put your hands upon him? Come on.
And he took him aside from the multitude.
Come on.
And put his fingers into his ears.
Come on.
And he spit and touched his tongue.
Come on.
And looked up to heaven.
This is the Lord, and looked up to heaven. Come on.
He sighed.
Come on.
And said unto him, Raphatha, that is, he spake plain.
So that is be open, right? That is be open. Verse 35.
Verse 35. And straightway his ears were open.
And straightway this man's ears was open. Come on.
And the string of his tongue was loosed.
And the string of his tongue was loosed. Come on.
And he spake plain.
And he spake plain. Put it in the comment boards. What does this show you? The Lord was able to look up to heaven and speak a word, and this man will be able to be healed. Put it in the comments. We're not saying nothing. The Lord was able to look up into the heavens, speak a word, and the spirit that was on this deaf or man who can't talk or whatever the case may be was able to be released. What does this show us, folks? Put in the comment boards. Luke 4:18.
St. Luke chapter 4 and verse 18. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me.
Come on.
Because he have anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor.
The Lord read this, showing you who the Spirit was on. Come on.
He have sent me to heal the brokenhearted.
Come on.
To preach deliverance.
To preach what?
To preach deliverance. Deliverance.
True deliverance of the mind. Read.
To the captives.
To the captives. Come on.
And recovering of sight.
Come on.
To the blind.
Uh-huh.
To set at liberty.
To set at liberty. Freedom. Read.
Them that are bruised.
Come on.
To preach the acceptable year of the Lord.
Do you understand? The acceptable years, the Lord's going to return. So to get your minds right and focused, to detach from the mental mind state that you're in right now, focus on the acceptable year. Okay? Baruch 4 and verse 26. Baruch chapter 4 and verse 26.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 26. My delicate ones have gone rough ways and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemy.
Like that little flock that does not supposed to fear. Caught up of the enemies. Come on.
Be of good comfort.
What the Bible say?
Be of good comfort.
Be of good comfort. Come on.
O my children.
Come on.
And cry.
Come on.
Unto God.
Come on.
For ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you.
Come on.
For as it was your mind to go astray from God.
For it was your mind. Your mind went astray. Read.
So, being returned.
Come on.
Seek him 10 times more.
So when you return, you're supposed to go 10 times as hard. Understand that. Come on.
For he that hath brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy again with your salvation.
With your salvation. So your mind is focused on doing the works because you understand that there's a means to the end. What do you have? Hope. It's the same thing that man had with his tongues He could not speak. His impediment had a speech impediment. You don't understand. This man had hope, belief, faith. All right. Same thing. 1 Peter 1. Verse 13. First Peter 1 and verse 13.
1 Peter chapter 1 and verse 13.
Come on.
Wherefore,
come on.
gird up the loins of your mind.
Gird up the loins of your mind. Gird up the loins of your mind. This is warfare. You'll never make it if you don't gird up your mind. Understand the mental focus that we must have. Come on.
Be sober.
Be what?
Be sober.
Be clear-minded. Read.
And hope.
And do what?
And hope.
Have that hope. Read.
To the end.
Come on.
For the grace that is to be brought unto you.
Come on.
At the revelation of Jesus Christ.
In that day. So that's what we have. All right. Do the works. Make sure that your mind is focused in the right spot, in the right place. Because if it's not, you're going to be all over the place and you're going to hate your own thoughts. That's where you don't want to be at. All right. 2 Corinthians 13, verse 11. You'll start to hate your own thoughts, which then turns on you and you start to think that you hate yourself. When in all actuality, that's not even the case. 2 Corinthians 13 and verse 11.
2 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 11.
Come on.
Finally, brethren.
Read. Farewell. Come on.
Be perfect.
Be what?
Be perfect.
They say we can't be perfect.
Be perfect.
Be perfect in your mind. Read.
Be of good comfort.
Be of good comfort. Come on.
Be of one mind.
One mind. That one mind is understanding that you're an Israelite and you must keep commandments in Christ. Read.
Live in peace.
Live in peace. Seeking peace of the Most High. Read.
And the God of love.
Come on.
And peace.
And peace. Come on.
Shall be with you.
Shall be with you. You have that stipulation. Clear your mind. Free your mind. All right? Because without the knowledge of Christ in the keeping of the commandments, you are doomed. With this, you have all the keys to escape. The book of Acts, chapter 5 and verse 29.
The book of Acts, chapter 5 and verse 29. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God rather than men.
That's the only way we can escape. We got to obey the Most High rather than man. Forget about everything else. Focus on the truth. Focus on the mission. All right? We got something to do, and we got to do it with 100% conviction. Okay? If you're not doing that, you will fall. Okay? All praises to the Most High in Christ.
All praises.
Y'all folks hit the website, all right? IsraeliteSaintsOfChrist.org. Those devils tried to shut it down. We was able to get it again. All praises to the Most High for that. You folks, gird up the loins of your mind. All right? Understand, this is a battle, but we all in it together. If you are suffering from any type of those illnesses, reach out to us.
Exactly.
All right? We got counselors. All right? Deacons. Everybody. Ministers.
Yep.
All right? Start helping you out. Okay? All praises to the Most High in Christ.
Yes, sir.
Well, now you folks can go ahead on and watch your NBA games and all that other stuff. We'll think we know what you're trying to do. All right? But guess what? All that's going to burn. LeBron is not going to be shooting three-pointers in the kingdom. All right? With that, we say shalom.
Shalom.